everyone, Michelle Markey with Medina Domestic Art Studio, and today's short video is going to be how to place bling on an uneven surface. In this particular case, we're looking at a fish that's a part of the Zen by the Sea quilt, which is an applique. So in order to do this correctly and to save the long armor any nightmares, it must be quilted first before any bling can be placed. So that means that once the quilt comes back to you or after you have long-armed it, then and only then is when you're going to come in and place the bling. Now this is very poofy. You can see it's almost got like a trapunto effect, which I like, but it makes it somewhat difficult to place bling. So I'm going to show you just a little bit here on this fish. Now normally when I do particularly small areas like this, normally I like to do the entire fish all at once. However, since this is a demonstration, we're only going to put some rhinestones along the back edge of the tail, and then I'll show you how to heat set them in order to get complete coverage, because that is the biggest issue with uneven surfaces, is being able to have a steady, consistent heat applied to all the stones so that they'll all stick properly. So I've got my rhinestones here. This is size SS10s, which is pretty much predominantly the size that I'm using in this quilt. Makes it pretty easy. And I've got a pair of very skinny tweezers with a very sharp tip so that I can come in and just grab them out of my little pan here. Oops. And this is happening all the time when you place bling. So you need to have a bit of patience in order to get this down. Oops, come on, little booger. There we go. And so I just kind of flip it over and then with the tip place it along the edge of the, and all the instructions for bling will show where to place these, but I'm doing this just strictly today for a demonstration purposes so that you can get an idea. And you'll see that the rhinestones like to sit kind of almost at an angle to the stitching line, that very heavy satin stitch that I used as my cutout line for this, which all the Zen by the Sea critters are going to have once I get all the kits prepared, so that it makes it really easy to cut out and place on. Okay, so I've got them all in place. Now I'm going to zoom in just a bit, excuse the movement. I'm going to just move this over slightly so that you can really get a good look at this. There we go. Now, you should be able to see that those rhinestones are kind of at an angle. So what I do in order to keep them in place, first of all, always move your loose rhinestones out of the way so that you don't knock them over. And I'm going to come in here with my applique iron. This is a small mini iron. This one's made by Clover. Sorry for the close-up. It's no longer made, but there are other ones that, let's see, there we go, Clover. If you can find this on eBay or someplace else, these are great little irons because they have no holes. You can see how they get scratched up though from the rhinestones, but there are no holes for the rhinestones to get stuck in. So if you, oops, there's a rhinestone that got stuck. Now that is the only downside to this, is that they will occasionally catch a rhinestone that is the wrong side up and it'll stick to it. So I just pulled it off and now the surface is clean. Okay, so because the slant is kind of downwards, it's down, oops, there's that green one again. Sorry about that. Well, I guess you're learning how things work when they don't work correct. You'll have the same thing happen to you, so I suppose this is a good thing to learn. Anyway, you'll see that these rhinestones are kind of slanted down towards the stitch line, and this area right above it is pretty poofy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my iron from behind those rhinestones, and I'm just going to kind of gently lower the iron directly on the rhinestones and press. You can't see this because of my hand, but I'm pressing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I lift straight up. And voila, notice every single of those rhinestones are in place. So when you come from the downside of the slant and pressure the stones away from the slant, it tends to keep them in line like this. So that's the tip for the day for setting rhinestones on an uneven surface. And I'll have more instructions on rhinestones as more of these Zen by the Sea kits are released. But for now, I hope that helps. And if you have any questions whatsoever regarding this or any other video that you see on my website, please do not hesitate to contact me at medinadomarts@aol.com. That's MEDINADOMARTS @AOL.com. Thanks for watching.